Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing these Bhcometics brushes that you see right here. This is a box of them. I decided to film like a review slash demo. So I'm going to give you guys my full opinion on the brushes. And then I'm also going to show you guys how I personally would use the brushes. It does come with like the little description of what they're for. I'm going to tell you guys what that is. And then I'm also going to tell you guys how I would personally use them. So first things first, I do want to tell you guys that I absolutely love these brushes. I actually don't have any complaints about them. I think they work really good, especially for their price, and they're super soft. I would definitely recommend these brushes if you're looking for like a starter kit, just because I think it's perfect for that. It comes with a little bit of everything that you need when it comes for eyeshadow and for your face brushes. The only thing is they did take about 2 weeks to get here. I paid for just the standard shipping and they took forever to get here. If you're someone that is needing brushes and you need them right away, maybe pay for the expedited shipping. And I also do want to say Bhcometics has sent me makeup in the past, but I did purchase these myself off the website. They weren't sent to me or anything like that, so my review on these are completely 100% honest. I have my receipt right here of everything that I bought that day. The brushes were $16.79, so I think that's a pretty great price for 12 brushes. I definitely think that's not a bad deal at all. Now that I have that out of the way, you guys know I love the brushes. I want to show you guys how I personally use the brushes. So I'm going to go in order of how I did my makeup. I'm going to go ahead and start by talking about the foundation brush. This is a flat foundation brush, and I definitely think that this applies foundation really nicely. I didn't feel like it left my foundation streaky or anything like that. I'm personally not a huge like foundation brush type of girl. I always apply my foundation with a sponge. But believe it or not, this whole week I applied my foundation with this brush. Here I'm going to show you guys a clip of me applying the foundation to my face. And my foundation looks really nice and blended out, and it just sits on my skin beautifully. So yeah, this brush is a definitely thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the eye brushes. So here I'm using the number 6 brush. And this brush is the blending brush. This is your super basic blending brush. Everyone needs a brush that looks like this in your collection, because this is a perfect brush to go in with your transition color and then later go back in and blend everything out. This is just one of those brushes that are super necessary in a brush collection. Here I'm showing you guys, I'm just going in with my first transition color using this brush. It blends really nicely. It's really soft. It has a perfect amount of density, so it's perfect to go in with your transition colors, but it's also great for blending. So next, here the one I'm going to show you guys is the angled shadow brush. So I was using this first to pack color onto the outer V of my eye and then bring it into the inner corner of my eye. I definitely wouldn't say that this is a good packing brush. It was getting a little messy on me when I was trying to do it. But once I did have the color on there and I started blending out the edges with this brush, it did blend everything out really nicely. I did have to go back with my other blending brush, the first one that I used, and it just worked out. They worked out really great together. And it did help to blend out the edges later on this look. I will show you guys clips. The next brush I'm going to be showing you guys is a number 10 brush, and it is a pencil brush. I actually love this brush. It's just a skinny pencil brush like the name says, but what I like about this one is that it's not too hard. I actually feel like it helps to slightly blend just because it's not super hard. A lot of pencil brushes are good to just apply the color, but they're really rough to blend the eyeshadow with. I decided to bring the shadow onto my lower lash line, and I was pretty much only blending it with this one, and it blended out really nicely. I did really like this brush. The next brush I'm going to show you guys is a number 9 brush, and it is this flat concealer brush. So I did use this brush to cut my crease, so I just went ahead and went in with some concealer and cut it. It worked just as good as my favorite Wet&Wild brushes. Really not much to say. It's a really basic concealer brush. The next brush I want to talk about is the number 8 brush, flat concealer brush. For me, this is a little big for concealer. The only time I would use it is to apply concealer under my eyes. Other than that, I use this as a packing brush. As you can tell here, I used it to pack the yellow color onto my lid, and it worked really great for that. It picked the perfect amount of product up. So I think for the eye brushes, that is it. I feel like I'm missing one of the brushes, which is the like thin liner brush. I'll show you guys a close-up of it right here. I felt like it was a little too flimsy to use it for eyeshadow on my eyes, so For me, this brush is kind of like a miss just because I know I'm not going to get any use out of it. But it's okay because all the other ones are great, that it doesn't really matter if there's like one bad one. So I did also want to talk about this brush. This is the number 11 brush. Sorry, I'm not going in order, guys. And this is the Angles Liner slash Brow Brush. I did use it today to do my eyebrows. I wish I would have showed you guys, but I just bought the dip brow again and I didn't know how my brows were going to turn out because I had to get a darker color than what I usually get because they didn't have the one I get in stock. So I was scared to like go on camera and use a dip brow for the first time in like a year and like totally mess them up. So I decided to take my time and do my brows off camera, but I did use this brush. I do wish it was a little stiffer, that way it's easier to like make the fake little hairs right here at the front, but other than that it worked really good. Alright guys, so now that I'm done talking about the eye brushes, I'm gonna go ahead and move back onto the face brushes. So the first brush I want to talk about is their powder brush. When they say powder brush, I think that they want you to use it for like face powder foundation, but I personally, when I saw the shape of this brush, it reminded me of a brush that I wanted from the Morphe website. I think that brush was like $12 or $13 on its own, but I remember seeing Jaclyn Hill with bronze with it and I wanted it, but I just couldn't justify buying one brush for that price. So when I saw this set and I saw the shape of it, it really reminded me of that one, so I decided to use this as a bronzer brush and it did not disappoint at all. As you can tell here, I'm going in with the butter bronzer, which is my ultimate favorite bronzer. I definitely have to buy a new one. That's pretty much what I use this brush for. You can definitely use it for like your powder foundation, but I think it works really good to bronze up your face. The next brush I'm going to talk about, and this is her contouring brush. So I did use this to contour. Here I'm using the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D, and as you can tell, I'm just going right under my cheekbones and carving them out and slightly blending. I do really like this brush to contour. I feel like it kind of brought my contour game a step up just because it's the perfect size. The next brush I'm going to talk about is the number 3 brush, and this is an angled blush slash contour brush. I use it for blush. Lately I've just been loving using angled brushes for my blush. I just have to warn you guys, it picks up so much product, or I don't know if it was just a blush I was using or the brush. It picks up a great amount of product, so you just have to lightly tap it and then put the blush on, and it works really well. As you can see here, I was just applying it on the apples of my cheeks. Right away it was showing up. It didn't steal too much of my product. So the last brush I'm going to talk about is a tapered highlighting brush. So I did decide to use this brush to highlight. I normally don't use a brush with this shape to highlight, so I was just, you know, applying the highlight onto my cheekbones and bringing it up on my temples, a little bit on my forehead. I even used it to highlight my nose, and I really like how it turned out. Of course, when you apply highlight, I do this with all the brushes, not just with this one. I went back in with the large powder brush and just blended everything together. So yeah, that's pretty much how I used that one. I used it to highlight. That completes the 12 brushes. Like I said, I try to use all of them on camera for you guys just to show you how I would personally use them. Other than that, guys, that pretty much completes this review video. It was interesting doing a review video like this because I've never reviewed brushes before, but I really like doing it, so I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did like this video, don't forget to give me a big old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!